Hello, everyone. Welcome to Bow and Arrow Tarot and the weekly love outlook for the sign of Pisces and a particular person in their life. And we are going to jump right in. You have Seven of Cups, Queen of Cups, wow, Ten of Cups, and the Page of Swords. Your person is coming in with Page of Cups, Five of Swords, Five of Cups, wow, and the Ace of Pentacles. At the bottom of the deck, you have the King of Cups. All right. Let's get right into how you and this person are coming into the week. So this is quite interesting here. You have a lot of grand ideas, right, about this particular connection. They're really, really grand ideas. They're not necessarily realistic ideas. They're not necessarily anything that can happen right here and now, but you definitely have some bold visions for what you might want here with this person. Now, this person is coming in with just a little bit of a flirtation, Page of Cups. They're letting you know that they're interested. They're definitely coming towards you with, like maybe a text, a phone call. Maybe they want your number, like these little type of things that you do that are definitely letting you know, but they're nothing major, right? But let's get some clarity because it doesn't turn out so well for them here, Pisces, quite honestly. And you seem quite happy. So let's see. Let's get some clarity first on this energy here. You have Seven of Cups and a Six of Swords. All right. So yeah, let's clarify this one. Judgment and Seven of Pentacles. So you're coming in. I feel like this person represents something really sort of traditional for you. It feels like you've just probably left a relationship or probably just left some kind of connection that you were really, really fed up with. And this person here represents like a whole new outlook. It almost feels like a rebound. That's what it feels like, a rebound. It's like you've moved away, you've gone away, you left something and you left it like, boom, I'm done. And you like met this person. And for you, you're immediately like, oh, this is great. This is exactly what I need. They're almost like the opposite of what you're coming from. So you have like all of these bold ideas about this great new relationship. And listen, I don't see that happening for them here. How do they come in? They have Judgment and Seven of Pentacles. So interestingly enough, there's some issues that they're bringing to the table as well. I feel like they're bringing a lot of guilt to the table about some past issues that they had to deal with, some past, I want to say, trauma, right? They're right now reconsidering a lot. I feel like they may also have been coming out of a connection recently, but they're coming out of it much more insecure, right? There's a feeling of insecurity here, or a feeling of like self-beratement almost. There's just like a feeling of, there's an Eeyore feeling here, Pisces. I'm going to be honest. There's like, Eeyore from Winnie the Pooh. He's like so sad. He has his own cloud. There's that feeling here with this person that they're kind of like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have done this, that. They have a lot of regrets from certain things they did in the past. They really feel, they feel like they're at fault for some things. And they really kind of, not so much that they're at fault, but they're just like poor me attitude, right? And, but they're interested in you, right? Well, what ends up happening here? Let's see. Let's get some more clarity. The High Priestess and the King of Swords. So right away, you know what you're dealing with, Pisces. Like, High Priestess comes in as like, your intuition kicks in, your gut kicks in, and you're like, oh my gosh, this person is really sensitive and emotional. I think they bring like a little bit of a shadow side of that Queen of Cups to the table, and you immediately see what you're dealing with. Like, this person is a little bit damaged, but they're also like, they bring an emotional whininess to this. And I'm not necessarily sure you're there for it. This feels, Pisces. I'm sorry I keep laughing, but that's just the energy that's coming through. This feels like a 5 minute like relationship that just happened. And it was like, yeah, they're really great. They're just what I need. And literally within 5 minutes, you're like, no, I don't think I can deal with this, right? They're just too much. King of Swords and Five of Swords. There's a lot of, they feel like you're really too, they have a lot of requirements, right? You're also dealing with somebody who's very sort of picky, OCD. Listen, they're quite depressing and sad all the time. They have that Eeyore mentality, but they're also a nudge. This person is somebody who's just like, they need to have things this way. They need to have things that way. It's like there's just a lot here with this person in terms of what you have to manage to be with them. And it's just way too much for you. And it's like you didn't even get a chance to fall like in love with them. You just had this idea because of the type of person they were. Right. And I think that, yeah, they're very traditional and they're very opposite to what you were leaving. But you find out very quickly that a lot of that is just them being like just uptight about stuff. They need things this way. They need things, it isn't even so much that they have their shit together and that they're very traditional. And when I say traditional, something that fits in with, your culture, your family, your friends, your parents. Everybody's going to be happy about this person instead of, the psychopath, person that you were just with who was hot in bed, by the way, but not so good in other things. That sort of thing, right? But this one here, yeah, they're a little bit more straight-laced and down the line, but on one hand, they're extremely boring and kind of depressing. And on the other hand, there's a lot of like maintenance here with this person. They just have a high level of maintenance for no reason at all. And so there's a lot of like back and forth between the two of you, and you're not there for it. You just don't feel like having it, honestly. So you move on. There's a new opportunity that comes in and you're quite happy for them. There's a decision. This is interesting. What do I do? Because how do they see themselves in a relationship? Hurt. I think you give them like a bit of an ultimatum about something and it's like, I think you give them an ultimatum to make a certain decision about this love connection and that you don't even give them the chance to make the decision. Like you make it. You like, it's either this or this. On second thought, I'm going to decide it's going to be this. That's what I feel like is happening here because ultimately they end up sad. They get over it. They move on. They have an Ace of Pentacles, but still they end up quite sad and brokenhearted. This feels like a relationship that at tops may have lasted a month or two, maybe 3 at tops. And yeah, and of course they're sad over it because they're that type of person to get like really super sad over like a 3-month relationship that ended. Yeah, not long. And you move on. You have 10 of Cups, like very quickly somebody new comes in. Page of Pentacles, like actual new opportunity, physical opportunity comes in for you for a nice love connection that you really truly desire. You might run into somebody, meet somebody, bump into something really quite physical happens for this interaction. And you have clarity and you're quite confident about it. You're happy about it, right? But yeah, short-lived, Pisces. Very, very short-lived. Ooh, death. Yeah, completely changes. 2 of Pentacles. Yeah, this person just gets really busy. You're also dealing with, this person is a bit of a workaholic. They're really busy. I feel just boring all over here. I'm sorry, but I do. I just feel like they're like, oh, God. They're not, they're boring, and on top of it, they're exhausting. There's a lot of maintenance, and it's like they work a lot, and their job is also probably quite boring. I don't know. What can I say? That's the energy I feel. Death comes in for you, though. Oh, brand new transformation, right? It's like this relationship was really, really short-lived, and when it's over, it's dead, and you like really, really move on very, very quickly with somebody else that's much more suited to you. So yeah, this short-lived relationship makes for a short reading. Pisces, what can I say? You kind of knew from the beginning, you were just kind of playing around here. Like, wouldn't it be nice to be with this kind of person? They're really straight and they're really parochial and they're really kind of like traditional and, and you're just like, oh God, like before you even have a moment, you're realizing this is not for me. I can't, this is like the uber rebound relationship. This is the rebound of the rebound relationships. Very, very short lived. Started like started with all this excitement and just ended with a profound no. Cheetah, fast energy, solar energy, masculine energy, moving fast, moving fast. Yep. I feel like that's how this relationship was. Very quick, very fast. But cheetah energy is also, the animal spirit of the cheetah is really incredible to behold when somebody resonates with it. People who resonate with cheetah energy really accomplish like incredible things. They have such a drive and a focus. It's really unmatched. They're able to turn on a dime and adjust and keep the same level of momentum and intensity. Firefly, inspiration, air energy. Yeah, it feels like, again, also this relationship. Firefly is just like a little bit of light in the dark. That's what happened here. There's like a little light in the dark. You just left somebody. But then as soon as the light came, it went. And it was like, poof, that was it. That was it. That was the most we're going to get out of this. So there you have it, Pisces. If you're resonating with this, sound off in the comments. All right. Definitely. Hierophant energy is Virgo energy. Some of you may be dealing with a Virgo. All right. What else we got here? Let's pull out these spirits of darkness and light. Spirit of the snowflake, special, irreplaceable, one of a kind. Take that as it comes. Irreplaceable. You may have come from somewhere and that person just isn't, that person is irreplaceable. Spirit of air, clarity and awareness, truth coming in. Also very quick. Quick. Spirit of air moves fast. Firefly is air too. So spirit of the crystal ball, future predictions, divination. Again, I do feel like there is a future love coming in for you. A nice, strong love, but it's this energy here is just a confirmation that it's coming in. Like, we know nothing about this person or this connection. It's more just to say that, yeah, something is coming in for you that has much more meaning than this. And this is just, it's like almost already dust. Like before, you know what I mean? All right, Pisces, I'm going to leave it at that. There's really not much more to say. Pisces, cross watchers, thank you so much. Please like, subscribe, and share. Comment in the comment section if you resonate. All of those things really help my channel. I wish you guys love, life, and happiness, all right? And I wish to see you back here on my channel next week for the weekly love outlook for Pisces. Bye-bye now.